I've been practicing it for many years.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's a great question. In case you're not aware, watchers, this person in question's name is Shavzilla, and she's part of the NPC Collective, and she was part of the group when I joined the group, the Facebook group. And I immediately noticed her stuff. I was like, ooh, Asian woman doing hip-hop, cool. And I listened to all her stuff, I consumed all of it. I was like, oh wow, she's really good. And yesterday we actually had a conversation, me and Bill Beats, who is her DJ and producer, we had a conversation about how Shovs reacted to seeing my content, and it was a really interesting exchange. She felt like she saw someone, like not necessarily running in her lane, but running like parallel to her lane, and we kind of have this collaborative spirit as opposed to a competitive one, because I realized that actually we both realized, and she told me that we were the only Asian women in nerdcore, just the two of us, that's it. So realizing that, we realized that we only had each other to depend on and to kind of reflect on this similar, somewhat overlapping culture. She's Filipino American, I'm Taiwanese American. There are some differences, but even more similarities. And I guess what I will say is that she is wonderful, she's amazing, she's putting in so much amazing work, and we've been really collaborative and supportive of each other. And it's been really nice to know that there's someone else who is experiencing similar reactions in terms of, parental comments or, views from other people, reactions from the audience. She's had some of the similar reactions to Asian girl doing hip hop. Wow, that's weird. I didn't expect that. As I have. So similar experiences, and it's nice to kind of have solidarity in that kind of experience, regardless of the fact that she's not necessarily the same like Asian ethnicity as I am. White, is that what I said?
Said something about white. I heard white.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Was it white?
No. It's from the song Undateable, where I mentioned this outdated concept that for some reason a lot of like white people who objectify Asian women believe about Asian women, which is they have sideways vaginas, and I say Asian vaginas aren't sideways, you dumb. Oh. And that's like one of the lyrics in the song Undateable. Going back to the beginning of your question, one of the goals for me to be even making art and creating things, I actually just saw like a Facebook post that I made 3 years ago saying, I just want to create something that makes people feel the feels, and then I'll be happy. And I look at that and I'm like, you know what? I sure goddamn hope that I'm making someone feel the feels when I play this music live. And I don't know if I am, but I do know that there are people who really identify with certain lyrics in my songs. And as far as how I'm impacting my own culture, I really just feel like I am kind of giving back to the culture a little bit. I highly respect the culture that I come from, the Taiwanese culture that has made me very conscientious of others and made me, appreciate the importance of family and, a collective and a group. And at the same time, I also appreciate certain aspects of American individualism, which is, be ambitious, take over the world, go for the gold. And I basically just take these two ideals and mash them together in a way that I see fit. And I am kind of just being 100% myself when I write lyrics. I don't really have a filter. I just, write about something that I feel strongly about, that I feel passionate about. For example, taking a real song, Artist Anthem is this song where the chorus goes, oh, I need professional help. I am an artist and I hate myself. And the whole point of that song is kind of owning the fact that, you may not necessarily be perceived as normal, which is a bad thing in Asian culture because Asian cultures tend to be very collectivist and very, conformist, saying if you don't fit into a certain mold, then you're an outcast. And that's what I experienced when I was growing up. But that song is just, for me, it's very expressive of, I acknowledge all the things that are wrong with me, and I'm gonna own it, and I'm gonna be kind of like cathartic and, screaming out loud about it, and, you're gonna have to accept this message from me as a weird kid, and it's okay to be weird. That's the message of the song, and that's the message for any Asian Americans who potentially aspire to be artists, which is not necessarily something that's very commonly encouraged within the culture itself, to encourage them to pursue their dreams and not necessarily worry about how their culture will perceive them, while at the same time acknowledging that they have these struggles and that sometimes they don't fit in because of the culture in which they were raised. And so, it's things like that, like Artist Anthem. It doesn't explicitly talk about Asian culture, but I believe that my Asian culture has specifically influenced it in the creation of the lyrics and is particularly directed at people who feel like they're outcasts, especially Asians and Asian Americans who listen to my music. So, yeah, that's my answer.